Yo, what it do, please? And we back with another one on Wild Amp Camp. You already know what's going on. I know, man, I've been gone for a little second, but man, we gonna kick it back like I said. You already know. But I'm gonna tell y'all the story about when they accidentally let my dad out of jail early. So, mind you, I was probably at the time. I want to say I was like 14 at the time. Cause I remember, I think I still was in middle school, but if I wasn't, I was in ninth grade. But I was a little. It probably was like a little early in my ninth grade year. But so just a little backstory. The night that my father got locked up, nigga, I sat out front of my apartment building for a long time waiting for him, cause this was a point of the time where my mother and my father they were separated. So my father he lived around 1001 whole time around Glass Manor, and my mother and everybody and us we lived around 31. So I used to go to my father's house on the weekends sometimes or whatever it may be, boom boom. But during this period of time, I think this is when he hit like one of his little last little moves or whatever the case may be. So he definitely was like he had to, you know what I'm saying, move around or whatever it may be, but he ended up staying with us for a little minute, boom. So as he staying with us for a little minute or whatever it may be, one day I remember I waited for him to come in the house, whatever it may be, so I called him, he ain't answer the phone. Called him again, he ain't answer the phone, so I asked my sister, I was like, hey, man, you called Dad? She was like, yeah, I ain't talked to him, though, She was like, he should be on his way home, boom, because he usually come home like around, I want to say like 8 o'clock. Mind you, it's a school night whole time, so boom. I'm outside. I was sitting out front of the porch. I'm geeking. So I'm like, every time I hear a truck, like I'm like, oh, there you go, there you go. The whole time it ain't him, cause my father used to drive a big ass box truck. What's funny is her nigga used to be robbing banks in a big ass like a moving truck, like. But we drove that joint everywhere. Like we used to be in that joint geek. Like if you know, you know, Slim. Like my father used to drive that motherfucking truck everywhere, bro. We used to be pulling up the restaurants in that joint. He dropped me off at school in that joke. Like we used to be kids in the back of that joke, having it up, thinking that shit was fun. Boom. But like I said, that night that he got locked up, whatever can it be, me and my sister, we just like stayed up for a long ass time. But fast forward, boom. So as the time go by, boom, like I said, I think I'm probably like 13, 14 years old, whatever it may be. I'm sitting on a couch in the house. So when you first come in my apartment, like boom, it's the living room, boom. You go down to the left, it's a bathroom. Keep going back down the hallway, my mother's room, and then it's my sister's room to the right. Boom, I slept in the living room. So I'm chilling in the living room, boom, I'm cool on the couch, whatever it may be. I forgot what the fuck I was watching. I'm watching TV. I hear this. I'm like, what the fuck? What the fuck knocking on the door like that? So I get up. I'm like, who is it? He's like, man, it's me. I'm like, me? I'm like, nigga, I don't know who the fuck that is. I'm like, what? I'm like, man, what you talking about? He's like, man, it's me. Open the door. I'm like, man, who the fuck is that? He's like, man, it's your dad, man. Open the door. I'm like, what? I'm like, man, my father locked up. Niggas playing, like, and during this time, like, everybody know my pops was locked up during this time, like, you know what I mean? So I'm like, man, nigga playing and shit at the door. I'm thinking it's one of the guys or something like that. So I look through the peephole, boom. When I look through the peephole, I can't see nothing. So he got his hand on the jump. So I'm like, man, I'm not opening up this door until you put your hand down from the peephole. So I hear two people laughing. They laughing like a mother. They busting out laughing. Boom, they laughing on the other side of the door. So I'm like, man, who this? He like, man, open the door, man. It's your father, man. So when he said it again, I'm like, damn, that do sound like my father. So I open up the door. I look, nigga, it's my pops. I'm like, oh, what the fuck? I ain't do nothing. I just gave him a big ass hug. I hugged him real tight, whatever it may be. My Uncle Fred was standing right there, whatever it may be. I mean, I guess he got to ride my Uncle Fred, whatever it may be, to the house. Boom. So he come in that house. I instantly go back. To my sister's room. I knock on the door. I said, man, come here. So she came out, she seen my father, boom, she instantly run into my sister's a daddy's girl like shit, so she run to my father, boom, my mother come out, she like, man, what the hell? So my mother give my father that look like, nigga, did you escape? Like, Cause she like, what the fuck is you doing here? Like, nigga, you got time on your head. You ain't been locked up that long, you know what I mean? So during this period of time, like, everybody know me and my father was like, we was tight as hell. Like, nigga, I was his pocket. So like, they wasn't really telling me during this time, like, why he was locked up, whatever the case may be, because they ain't want me to, like, you know what I'm saying, look at him no different, or whatever the case may be, or whatever. But everybody knew that nigga had that time, but they weren't really telling me how much time he had. Like, I knew he was locked up for doing what he was doing, but they wouldn't tell me how long he was locked up. Or like, they'd tell me like, oh yeah, he be home in a few years, you know what I'm saying? But they'd never tell me until I found that out a little bit later, probably like when I was like 15, 16. I found out like, damn, this nigga got this long time. Like, what the fuck? Like, you know what I mean? And the whole time, damn, I wish I could show y'all a letter where he really broke it down to me. Like, this how much time I got. I should be home during this time. Boom, boom, boom. But so yeah, so my mother like, man, what the fuck, what you doing here? He like, man, they let me out. So boom, so he get to breaking the story down. He like, man, they called my name. And he was like, man, I walked down. They said I was out. They said they gave me some papers. They said that I'm good to go. He said, man, I didn't ask no questions. He said, as soon as they let me through that gate, he said, man, I didn't ask for nothing. I didn't ask for no property or nothing. I just had those papers. He said, man, I ran right down the street. He said, I ran for like 4 to 5 miles. He said, I ran all the way. He said, I just ran all the way down the street. Like, once I ran down the street, he said, man, I went into a bar. And he said he went to talking to a person like, man, hey, you got a phone I can use? Boom, boom. He was like, nah, but you can use the phone outside. I guess okay, that's crazy. Nigga used a payphone. Motherfucker. The nigga, this probably like 2000, I want to say, I was in high school in 2006. So it probably was like 2004, 2005, around that time. I don't know if I was in high school because he got locked up when I was like 12 or 13 years old. But the nigga wasn't in there that long. He was only in there for, I want to say, about 2 years or 3 years during this time. But boom, so, bam. So, like, he was like, yeah. So he ran into the bar, whatever the kid may be. He asked for a phone. They said they didn't have a phone for him. He said he went outside to use the payphone. He used the payphone, whatever the kid may be. He called my Uncle Fred. He said the whole time he waiting on my Uncle Fred to come pick him up. He said every car that rolled by, he said he ducking. He said he ducking because he like, man, fuck that. They come. He said, man, I'm not trying to be seen or nothing like that. Like, he trying not, like, if they come and, like, figure out, like, oh, shit, they forgot they're not, you know what I'm saying, they shouldn't let them out, whatever it may be. He was like, man, boom, boom, boom. But, like, he telling me this. The story that I'm telling y'all, he telling me this when I'm kind of a little older. I'm a little older now. Like, I'm probably, like, 20 when he telling me this story, like, what really happened when he broke it down. So, like I said, so he, boom, so after he just like talked to my mother, whatever it may be, told her what happened, he said that he came out in the living room, whatever it may be. I got a picture, you know what I'm saying? We took a little picture. He had on some brown corduroy pants. My man Rome, he just like laugh at that picture all the time. He's like, man, Pop's a cool nigga, but my head had a corduroys. He had on some brown corduroy pants, motherfucking that shit was just crazy how they let my man out and shit like that. So we I sat there with him, just like, till I got fucking sleepy, bro. We was just talking and chopping it up, man. I was just telling him how much I missed him. Like, we had this brown table and shit. We just sat, like, we had that brown table since I probably was born, bro. Like, I'm mad as shit we ain't got that table no more. But my mother and father, they used to play dominoes on that table and shit. Like that table got so many memories, but we sat at that table, like, till I got fucking sleepy, nigga. I was nodding off in the chair, just talking to him. You know what I'm saying? Then I had to go to school the next day. Boom. When I went to school the next day, I was just so geeked up in school. Like, man, damn, my father home. Like, I was telling everybody, like, bro, my father home, bro, my father home. Like, I was geeked up. They like, oh, yeah. Like, niggas sites, because they know, like, bro, like, I really, since, like, if you didn't know me, like, you knew, bro, me and my father, bro, back in the day when I was a youngin', bro, like, that was my guy, bro. Like, that shit hurt me, it crushed me, bro. My man went to jail, and then it was, like, even crazier how he came home in 4 years, bro. He passed away, and I found him. Like, that shit, just how it all transpired, or how I came around full circle was just crazy. But, yeah, I'm at school, I'm geeking. I'm like, man, damn, I can't wait till I motherfucking go home. I can't wait till I go home. Boom. We went home. Nigga, as soon as I got off the bus, I ran in the house. Boom, I ran in the house. That nigga sitting on the couch like this. He like, man, what's up? So I'm like, shit, what's up? I'm like, man, what's going on? What you trying to do? He like, man, what you mean? I'm like, man, you trying to go to the basketball court? He was like, man, shit, it don't matter. So we went to the basketball court, went around 38th. The whole time my man Laurent, he was out there. The Texans, Maurice, Travis, niggas was outside and shit like that. I'm shooting the ball with my pops. Niggas walking up like, hey, bro, that's your pops? I'm like, yeah, that's my father. They like, damn, for real? I'm like, yeah, because everybody know, like I said, everybody know. Like, I was like, you know what I'm saying? Like, my father, like I used to tell that shit to everybody. Like, man, my father like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? That shit is what it is. But they like, damn, that's all right. So me, him, my man Laurent, we shooting the ball and shit. That nigga cooking. Like, old head nigga hit them jumps. Swag out, swag out. You know what I'm saying? That shit was funny and shit like that. So we kicked it for that like whole day. We watched the other niggas play basketball and shit. Because during this time, niggas used to be down 38 deep and shit playing basketball. Okay, so we left off, boom. So that night, we chopping it up and shit. We talking and shit like that. So he like, man, he was like, I think it was like, man, this weekend, I'm gonna take you go get your, no, was it this weekend he said something like that? He said something like, I think it was something like, man, this weekend I'm gonna go take you go get your haircut. Dun. And this is the time when my alopecia kind of started. So like I had like, I ain't gonna hold your bald spot in the back of my head because this is when my alopecia started. He was like, man, I'm gonna take you to the barber shop so you get your haircut, and you just tell them this how you get your haircut, so you know what I'm saying, it won't look so bad, you know what I'm saying, boom boom boom. So I'm like, all right, cool, you know what I mean? So boom, so that when that happened and shit like that, cause when I first showed my father like my alopecia and shit like that, that nigga, that shit just like made him like, I could see it in his eyes, like that nigga was hurt. He was like, damn, like, you know what I'm saying? Like he knew why that shit was happening. Backstory on that, just don't want them to jump back in. Backstory on that is like I started getting alopecia when I was probably in like the 7th or 8th grade. Before that, nigga, my hair was long as shit. But I started getting that shit like once, like it was a lot of shit going happening in my life. Like a lot of deaths was happening when I was young. Like a lot of people that I loved and had a lot of connections with was dying. My father went to jail. My mother and father separated. You know what I'm saying? We was moving like a motherfucker and shit like that. Like I said, because we was trying to stay in front of certain shit. So that shit was just crazy. So I got alopecia doing for stress. My alopecia is called alopecia areata, where it's just in like certain areas. That's why I certain shit like this. You know what I mean? But that shit ain't never stopped the plan. But so yeah, so boom. So I'm like, all right, bet, boom, boom, boom. So like I said, whole time I went to school that next morning, boom. He up in the morning off the early. He up early as shit. He like, man, what's going on? He up cooking and shit like that, or doing whatever he do. I think he cooking something for my mother, whatever it may be, because that's what he used to do. So I'm like, man, shit, I'm about to go to school, So I get dressed, go to school, boom. So that whole day again, like I'm geek. It's probably been like, I don't even want to say it was the next day, if I'm not my mistakes. It was like a couple of days after that, because like during that period of time, it probably was like 3 to 4 days. Like you know what I'm saying, it was good. So I want to say this like the 4th day. Like I said, I wake up, go to school, because during those period of times we was cool age. Took me to go get my hair cut like that next day, whatever it may be. So like I want to skip to the last day. So the last day where that nigga was still out, I get up and go to school, boom. Like I said, he cooking something for my mother, boom, boom. I go to school. And then, like I said, I'm geeked up. Like, I'm geeked to get back home again. Like, just go chill with my father again. You know what I'm saying? I think I'm about to do that. Boom. I get home. I go upstairs, bro, to my door. I go to the building, go upstairs, whatever it can be. Slim, I look at the door. The door is like, it's like I don't know, like it's like propped open, but it's like the hinges is like bent up. So like it's like it look like they kicked the door or something. So I'm like, man, what the fuck? So I push the door open. My sister Shannon sitting right on the couch. My older sister. She's sitting right on the couch. I peek my head in and look. She like, I'm like, man, where my father at? She's like, man, they came and got him. I was like, what? She was like, yeah. She was like, the police came in, knocked on the door. She was like, he went and tried to grab some stuff, whatever it may be. She was like, they came and pried the door open, whatever it may be. He went to go tell them, like, oh, they let me out, boom, boom, boom. He tried to show them the papers, and they wasn't going for that shit, nigga. They, nah, nigga, you got to go. You hear me? So they grabbed him, whatever it may be, she said. They took him, boom, and took him back. Right back to jail. I'm like, damn, like that shit fucked me up. As soon as she said that shit, bro, I went in the bathroom. I looked in the mirror, bro, and I just was like, damn. And just before I knew it, bro, I was just tears just coming down. I'm just like, damn, that's crazy. I just kept looking in the mirror and just shaking my head like, damn, and I wasn't even paying attention, but I was just crying, like tears just coming down. I was like, damn, that's crazy. Like, that's crazy. I just kept thinking like that, shaking my head like, damn, that's crazy. So, but man, yeah, that was the story when they actually let my father out. But now before I end it though, I'm gonna tell y'all, like when he finally broke the story down, man, he was like, yeah, man, I probably was like 20 some years old, man, because this is when he finally came home. When he finally came home, he lived out Baltimore, out Wolf Street, East Baltimore, or West Baltimore. It was one, I don't know, I think it's East Baltimore. He lived out Wolf Street, and he told me the story. He's like, yeah, man, every car that rolled past though when I made that phone call and I was waiting for him, he said, man, I was ducking and ducking and ducking. He was like, my Uncle Fred was like, Uncle Fred was like, hey man, this nigga creeping through the cars and shit. He said, when I pull up, this nigga creeping through the cars. Yeah, he said, man, this nigga creeping through the cars and shit. He jumping the car, like, go, go, go. He was like, man, he made me pull off. He was like, yeah, he pulled off. That nigga drove all the way up, motherfucking. He drove somewhere far as shit, though, I think. I'm not sure. But he drove all the way up there, got my man and shit. He was like, man, he ain't do nothing but drove straight to the house. That nigga drove all the way from where he got picked up at all the way to the crib, though. But yeah, that's my dog, son. Rest in peace, big dog. Bleed.